Natalie Franklin, the genius behind the Instagram account at Nori's Black Book. Of course, the account that has taken the world by storm. You were just featured on Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Nice to meet you. The legend right in front of us.
I used to love reading the blog Suri's Burn Book. It was a really popular account on Tumblr from Suri Cruz's perspective, and she would talk about celebrity kids. And I loved it. And I was like, oh, I would love to do that one day, because that's like my style of humor. I love that kind of stuff. And then North was born, and they had the Babies R Us line, the Kardashians. And I remember on the phone talking to a friend of mine saying, can you imagine how upset North probably is? Because she's probably like, I should be wearing Chanel, Balenciaga, Supreme, like something else, but I'm in this cheap Babies R Us clothes. And so like a light bulb went off, and I was like, oh, that's it. This is like the thing. So Nori, because at the time they were calling her Nori, but at the time also Kanye, Kim, and North were wearing a ridiculous amount of black. So I was like, okay, this kid's always in black book. So it really was, while the Suri's Burn Book was my inspiration, I'm like, well, what can I do to make it my own, and so I don't look like a complete copycat?
So give me the full Natalie approach to making content. I mean, what goes through your brain as you're churning out all of this comedy?
Right. So it's Kanye's personality and Kim's personality. So if you watch Keeping Up, Kim's very judgmental with her family. She's the least interesting to look at. She's not in the shoot.
She's the least exciting to look at. So she can be out.
And then Kanye has a big ego, like, I am the best, da 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 da.
I just see our life becoming more and more and more like The Incredibles until we can finally fly.
And there's a dash of Chris in there with the brand. Like, it's all about the brand.
Kim, you're doing amazing,
push this knee out.
When you're creating content for Nori's Black Book, who is the easiest Kardashian or Jenner to immediately just like...
Anything with Kourtney and Scott and their kids. It's easy for me to write for Scott because, his relationships are hilarious. So it's easy to pick on that a bit. And then Kourtney on the show, she is constantly in conflict with Kim. So that speaks directly to North. I don't want to film. I'm not doing this. Kim, there are people dying. In glam, I'm not doing glam.
My diamond earring came off in the ocean and it's gone.
Kim, there's people that are dying.
Kendall is the most normal person in the family, like the most everyday. Like, she's not super glammed up. She dates, celebrities, but she's never had like a high profile relationship, and she's not really a spotlight girl. So when she's not putting herself out there, I don't really have a lot to pull from. And on top of that, Kendall doesn't have kids. So North really doesn't have anyone to bully like she does the Disics or like Dream or anything like that.
Is there one joke that you're truly just the most proud of?
You know what? It might sound weird, but the jokes I write about Corey, with Corey involved, are my best. I don't think people realize Corey's the same age as Kim. He's like a week or two younger. Everyone was going crazy because Scott was dating someone, so much younger, and yet he's dating Chris and nobody cares.
Cheers, babe.
Good health, more wealth, and lots of love.
So, of course, it's a parody account. Knowing what I know of you, you're very lighthearted. You're all about comedy and laughs. But of course, you're talking about real people on this account.
Yeah.
And I could very easily see this could be a situation where things might get litigious or some cease and desist letters. Has that ever been a concern of yours? Have you actually ever received any letters on behalf of the family saying you gotta, tweak this or take it down, or we don't like the account?
If I got a cease and desist letter from the Kardashians, I'd frame it. Like, what an honor. Like, what an honor that would be. I don't think I'm important enough to get a cease and desist. Like, I'm not making that impact enough, but I would have loved that. But no, the family, from the few interactions I have, they're actually really good sports. They have this great ability to laugh at themselves. They don't take themselves too seriously. So, no, I don't even think that was an issue.
I believe you said on the show that Jonathan Chebin has blocked the account. Is that true?
The only people I haven't really blocked for was Miss Jonathan. She blocked me real early in the game.
Yeah, Jonathan's blocked it. Black China's blocked it. I don't think Lars has blocked it yet, but definitely Jonathan, Black China, they did that like way early in the game, which I'm fine with. Like, and I don't think it's about me more than it is about like maybe the people that read Nori's Black Book, and they might antagonize a bit. So I'm not bitter about that. Like, I get it. You might not want to see an account doing that stuff all the time and people tagging you. So no hard feelings. I understand.
Okay, it's good that you understand. I am curious, like, have you ever reached out to them through maybe a different account? Like, I meant no harm, or does it bother you that you're blocked?
It 1000% does not bother me that I'm blocked. Uh, I don't care. It's like, I know my intentions, and you have your reasons for blocking, and I'm not going to question that at all. If it makes your internet experience better to block, then that's, your prerogative.
If they happen to watch this interview, is there anything that you'd like to say to them?
Yeah, I would just say no hard feelings. I have no ill intentions. It's just all having a good time. So please don't feel like there's any hatred or anything coming from me. We're just having some fun. That's all.
Was there ever anything you posted that you maybe felt, is this a little too dicey? Is this maybe bordering on, could be offensive to somebody else?
There's nothing dicey. I think when the Jordan Tristan thing happened, that was rough because actually any scandal happens. I don't like commenting. I don't like doing posts on it because, again, they're real people. I don't want them to feel worse than they may or may not already feel. My approach was more like making Nor think about it from a business aspect, because North is a businesswoman.
Always.
She's running an empire. So it was more so, the Kylie and Jordan collections going on sale. What I want for North is she's above the drama. Like, she's about the bag, and she can't be part of the drama. If the drama is messing up the bag or the brand, then she's got to say something. When Lamar had to, overdose, that was a rough time. But it's more of those things when people are like, what do you have to say? And I'm like, well, I'm not going to make a joke about someone overdosing, you know what I mean? But I think the more difficult times before my reveal, before I came out of the closet as a Black woman, people didn't understand that not only was the writer Black, but North is Black. So if I make jokes about the Malikas or Dream, they're like, this is racist. And I'm like, I'm Black. It's not.
What was the experience like getting to be on a reality show as iconic as Keeping Up with the Kardashians?
It's so crazy. It's like, are you guys real? This is insanity.
So I have so many questions for you.
It was so surreal because I never thought I'd be on, who thinks they're gonna be on Keeping Up? Because that show's strictly for family. So it was really crazy. Getting mic'd, I felt like so cool. I'm like, oh, I'm getting mic'd. Look at this. They had lighting. There's cameras everywhere. And one of the cameramen was like, are you nervous? I was like, I could throw up right now. But they're really easy to talk to, and they made me feel super comfortable. They're super complimentary.
The big moment that we were all waiting for, you got to FaceTime with North. And true to character, she couldn't be bothered.
Can you say hi? Nice to meet you.
Could care less.
Right. Do you care?
Okay,
All right.
Well, hates
I
all
was-
of us.
I thought that moment was so sweet and just delicious and everything I expected and more. The fact that she was so into her ice cream,
Yes.
didn't even want to make eye contact.
I
Like,
was going to say very little eye contact there.
don't care. And then I told Chloe, she hates me, and I love it, and it's quite all right. I wouldn't change a thing. I actually wish she would have hung up on me.
Nori's Black Book has been part of pop culture for 8 years. Realistically, how long do you see yourself doing this?
Definitely, as long as it makes sense, I'll keep doing North. But I obviously wanted to do other type of writing. Like, I'd love to write for a TV show and books and movies and just do a bunch of stuff. So sky's the limit at this point, and hopefully Nori's Black Book will help me get there. Like, if Chris Rock called and he's like, let's do this, and I'm like, yes, Mr. Rock, let's do this.
Have you considered parodying any other celebrity?
I did, but they don't work for a couple reasons. One, because North is just so unique in her personality that the other kids don't give that much content. But also, I've tried to do for Beyonce's kids. Like, I did one for Blue Ivy. That was okay, but again, it's hard because we don't see Blue Ivy a lot. I tried to do one for Sir and Rumi, her twins. That immediately got shut down. The next day, and they're like, nope, sorry, this is not a thing.
Well, thank God for the
So I was like,
Kardashians.
okay. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think the only natural way to end this interview would be for you to graciously tap into your inner Northwest and tell me, what do you think about doing an interview with ET after all this success?
This was a great opportunity. I love being on ET. I hope E is watching and see what they lost. I'm all about the brand and building the empire and securing the bag. And I hope everyone knows that now. And I am the reason the Kardashian empire is what it is, Northwest.